Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Jason with the Humble Beginnings Homestead. It is late October and it is starting to get chilly. So I've kind of been in winter mode for the last month at least. Just really thinking about winter. And today I just wanted to show you kind of some of the things that I've done to get ready for winter. Not really me, but mainly the house. This will be our first full winter in this new farmhouse, and I just kind of wanted to show you some of the things that I've done to get my house ready for winter. So the first thing I've done, most important thing, you guys can see right there, I installed a brand new triple wall chimney. We had one installed before, but I wasn't confident in the way that it was installed, so I went ahead and just pulled it out and installed a chimney from the cap all the way to the ceiling. I feel very, very good about it. It was important for me to have a safe chimney because that's our only heat source. When we bought this farmhouse, we took all the electric baseboard heaters out, and we knew that we were going to burn wood, so it was important to have a safe chimney. But speaking of burning wood, I also got my wood stove hooked up. So we've got our wood stove hooked up, and what I did is I put an elbow in this because it was too close to the couch. So that gave me just enough space to get it off the couch, but it's ready to go. I've also brought a load of wood up to the front porch so we don't have to go to the barn to get our firewood. It's also a good idea, if you have a generator, to get it gassed up and make sure that it fires when you go to start it. Fingers crossed. So I've got all my firewood busted. Pretty proud of it. That's a pretty decent pile of firewood. Do I think it'll get me through winter? No. Is it a pretty good start? Absolutely. Another way I've gotten ready for winter is by making sure we got a second cutting of hay for the cows. And right now we have got a whole fence row of hay. It's not covered, but we'll feed that first. But you got to think of your animals. We actually ran out of hay last year, and we don't have, I think, maybe 6 cows total. Yeah, with that baby that was born last year, we've got 6. But that baby's not a baby anymore. It's going to be eating hay instead of drinking milk. So I needed to make sure that I had plenty of hay to get us through the winter. So I'll come back here and show you my hay shed. My hay shed is full too. And all I can get in here is 2 rows and 2 rows. But it's full. All right, one more thing that I did is I did some underpinning, and the reason I did that is because last year we weren't living in the house last winter, but we were working on it, and the wind kind of always comes from this direction, and it would blow underneath the house and actually freeze the pipes. And the pipes froze probably 3 times last year. So just last week, if I can zoom in. So just last week, I actually underpinned the entire deck. So the whole thing is underpinned now. And this was just a pile of metal that I picked up, you know, maybe last year or the year before, that I was saving for a project. Really, I had planned on roofing our old house with it, but I didn't have enough, so I ended up using it to do this project. So those are some of the things that I've done to kind of get my house ready for winter. One last thing that I have to do that is absolutely on the must-do list today is I have to insulate my well house. So I've talked about it before. I've wanted to get on well water. What had happened though is we had a main water line bust. Right there's the meter. And I've had so many issues with this daggone water that it's driving me crazy. So I said, you know what? Forget digging up the entire water line. Let's just do what I want to do, and let's just go with the well. So it took me about a week, but I finally got my well hooked up. I plumbed a brand new well pump. Of course, it goes down into the ground, pushes water down, draws water up, and then I have it coming out at the top here, going into a sediment filter, which is working. I don't know if you can see how brown that is. And then it goes down into the bladder tank, and then out of the tank, and then into the house. So now, if you don't have well water, or you have a well and you want to get it going again, that has to be covered and it has to be insulated. If not, I've got about $500 worth of plumbing with the pump and the bladder tank and the filter, right about $500. The last thing that I want to do is have this thing freeze and bust on me, and then we were without water. We were without water for about 7 days. That's how long it took me, because I work a full-time job, so I had to come home a little bit in the evening every day and work on it. But we were without water for 7 days. I don't want to go without water again. So our project today is we're going to take this foam board, and we're going to take foam board and we're going to put it all the way on the inside of this well house to insulate the walls. And then the last thing I want to do is cut a piece to sit on top so it's insulated all the way around, and then I'll take and put that lid back on. I did learn a new trick. It's pretty cool. If you take and score the foam board just like drywall, and then from behind give it a little pressure, it actually breaks off clean. That's pretty cool. So that saves a little bit of time. Okay, now all I need to do is cut out my lid, and the well house is insulated. Okay, we've got our lid. I forgot to show you something. I wanted to show you this little trick. So I think we're supposed to drop down to freezing here sometime this week. Of course, that's only at night. But also a handy little trick for to keep your well from freezing, or your pipes from freezing, is just stick your little lamp in there. Don't use a LED bulb. They don't put off enough heat. But just by putting this lamp in there and turning it on, that's going to give off enough heat to keep the well house above freezing. And there we go. And that's all you have to do to keep your well from freezing. Right now, I'll put a brick on there to weight it down. When Mrs. Humble Beginnings gets home, I'll have her help me put the lid on the insulation so it doesn't go anyway. But that's it, guys. I just kind of wanted to show you what I was doing again to get ready for winter. I appreciate you riding along with me. Until next time, stay humble.